Hey guys, welcome to another episode of my bike build, and you're watching the KR Moto channel.
You need to still read it, but
That's a dummy plate.
okay guys, what I've done here is I'm checking the seal on the valves on the intake and the exhaust. I've already done it to the outside. There was no leaking. I've got some of this underneath here, and I'm checking 2 and 3 cylinders here. And what I've done is I took some alcohol because gasoline stinks too bad. So I've taken some alcohol and I've just dumped it on here, and I'm going to leave it on here for about an hour and see if there's any slow draining or anything. But you can see how I've got them filled up. I've filled them up completely to the top. This one's kind of overflowing a little bit, but they're to the top. So hopefully I won't have no leaking. That I did a real good job, hopefully, on lapping the valves. And you want to make sure that you have your plugs in there, of course, so it plugs the holes. But I just took some alcohol, and that's what we're doing. We're going to leave these sitting on there for about an hour. If they're going to leak, they're going to leak within an hour. I mean, you got a leak in there. You got a leak in there. Wherever air can get through, water can get through. So, like I said, I got the towels. I've got this syringe here that I use to suck this stuff up and wipe it up. So once I get done, then I'm going to start putting on the rocker arms and stuff. But I just wanted to show you guys this. Maybe give you an idea if you're doing any of the work to your own engine to the head. After you get done lapping the valves and you've put the seals in there and the springs and all that stuff in the retainer caps, basically this is what you do. You just flip the head over and you put some alcohol in there. You can put some dyed water in there. I don't really want to use water because I don't really feel like cleaning it up. A little heavier, and then I've got those all soaked in oil, the springs and everything, and the seals, so I didn't want to put any water in there. Of course, you can use probably brake clean, alcohol, anything that will evaporate. Yeah, so, but anyways, that's what we're doing. We're going to check this in about an hour, make sure that we don't have any leaks going on in there, but this is the easiest way to do it. Alright, this is about an hour. I let them sit for way longer. About an hour and a half after. You can tell there hasn't been any drainage. So I'm going to suck this out real quick and we're going to remove it from the towels. And I'm just wiping all this stuff out of here after I sucked it out, and I just put it right back in here. I'm just going to get it all cleaned up here. I'm hoping nothing dripped down in there, but I'll know if something dripped down in there. It'll just be markings around there. So let's get this all cleaned up. All right. Pretty clean, eh? As clean as I could possibly get it without marring it up with sanding it all down and everything. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. Anyways, I'm going to get to work on this. I'm going to try to get the camera out, do some videoing. Hopefully this helps somebody out who's ever watching. Okay, so I got the left side end of the rocker arms on the intake. So there's a little trick to this. I mean, the springs are a little bit difficult. You gotta kind of wedge them in there and fit them in between here as you're pushing the rod through. And the same with this, set the spring down in there, then the lifter, and push this down. and you'll feed this through here. But just a mental note on these GS 1100 E's, EZs, EDs, or whatever. I think they're the same, even the like the 1000s. They have this screw right here, that goes on the end of this. And what you can do is there's actually an end on here that on the end of this rod that goes through here, the end of this rod, there's a screw hole that goes through here to get this aligned up. So you can grab a hold of this screw and you can screw this thing inside the hole in there. There's a screw hole in there, and you can just screw it in on the end of the rod, and you can move this back and forth. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get this, you can see this hole right here. I'm trying to get this hole lined up, but I got this little screwdriver here, and I'm just going to do it ever so slightly, just kind of move this into position here. And I've already oiled up the rods in here, and what's this doing is it's lining up the journals. You can see the journals in there, maybe, I don't know, but I'm lining up the journal holes. I'm trying to get them lined up so the oil actually will drain. It'll actually push up through here, and it lubes this right here, and it helps lubes the cam. And so that's what I'm doing now, but I'm trying to get this all lined up in here and good, so you can get the journal holes all lined up. Kind of like with this in here, you can kind of see through there. I can anyways. I don't know if the camera's showing it, but all the journal holes are lined up pretty good. And I've got the screw in there. So that's basically what this is here. And you can just unscrew this right here, just to help you guys line this up and to push this rod through here. And you just stick this screw down in here like so. And if it's not lined up, like it ain't right now, you just kind of work this back and forth. Make sure the hole's all lined up in there. And you can take this screw and screw it down in there, and it'll line it up. That's what I'm aiming for anyways. It ain't quite lined up, I don't think. Don't want to get any metal shavings down in there. We'll kind of push it back a little bit. You can work it back and forth or whatever just to get it lined up. I may have to grab my light here. Just wanted to show you guys this, so you can kind of see how the hole ain't quite lined up right there. So it's kind of off. So we're just going to get this lined up here. Work this back and forth, get this hole. So, but you guys get the idea. So the screw goes down in there, like this one here goes down in there. Just want to make sure all the journals are lined up so they get proper oil to the cams. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this with both sides, with the intake and the exhaust. And if it feels a little rough, just back it back out, man. Just kind of work it back and forth in there, because I mean, it's been a while since these have been in here, but everything, like I said, was all marked and tagged and everything. So, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the rest of this screw down in here, and then we're going to go to the other side. We're going to put that on there, and then I'm probably going to glue in, there's some little rubber sides that go on here, which are these little rubber cups that go in there. And I'm going to get those all glued down and make sure before I set the cams in there. Mind you, I don't want to torque anything down until I get all this stuff mocked up here. Make sure that there's plenty of lube on here. The screws are going down in there fine. Got all the rocker arms on there. Got them nice and oiled. Journals. Basically, this one here, we're missing over here, so I gotta dig through my box and try to, I know I ordered like 3 of these. I gotta try to find one of those, and I gotta look up the torque specs for this here and here. That's on those two. So alright, so I finally got the head on the bike. I got these torqued down here. Got those all torqued down. I've got my head bolts in here, on here, put them on. I haven't torqued anything down. I'm not going to do that yet. I got the cam chain up here. I had a little problem with this because it took me a few minutes because I'm thinking, what the heck's going on here? Because the chain looked really super short. And I was like, oh my God, I hope I didn't get the wrong chain. But no, it was just kind of kinked down in there, so I had to mess around with that for a while. And I stuck the cam chain guide back down in there. The one on the back is right here. It's down inside there. You can't really see it though. It's down in there, but everything's clean. The camera in the focus here, but it's down there. So I'm gonna probably put the valve cover on this thing and just cover it up, because I got to clean the cams up. They got this like sticky protectant stuff on there from them being stored. So I'm gonna clean those up probably tomorrow and put those on. But I'm gonna put the valve cover on here, get the cam chain somewhere, put it somewhere where it's not gonna fall back in there. But anyways, see you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, we are at the next day. So basically what I did is I kind of lubed up my cam. I had to clean it off because it had a bunch of sticky stuff in it for storage. But this is my exhaust cam. So you can kind of see down here, basically you want to line this notch up right here. You see that notch? A flush down here. And then your timing chain, your cam gear, you want to have the arrow to the 2 straight up. And if you guys can see that number 1 right there with that arrow, let me see if I can get in here a little better. There's an arrow right there, you can kind of see it. It's supposed to be straight ahead and flush as well with that part right here. I get the camera to adjust, I apologize. So that arrow, you can see it, it's flush with right here, and I've got the arrow straight up. And then what you want to do with this here is you want to count from right here where the arrow's at 20 rivets back. Now I already counted 20 rivets back and I marked the rivet, and that should be right on top dead center, because I've got this as well on the mark down here on top dead center. And I'm going to put the other cam in, but what I got to do is I've got to tighten up all the head bolts first and get them torqued down to spec. So I'm going to do that right now. I don't have my stupid tripod broke. I need to get one. I need one for Christmas, and a good camera, so I don't have to keep doing this on my GoPro and my phone. But anyways, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to tackle that, and I'll be right back with you guys. Oh, and just for a note here, I did all the marks right here as far as where I need to do the torque specs. So you want to do them in a pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. And I think you guys get the picture on that. But you can see down in here, we've got to go for that. So I'm going to look up the torque specs. I think they're all 29 foot-pounds, but I'm not sure. I'm going to check that out real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, got every one of those torqued. Everything's torqued down and triple checked, quadruple checked. Made sure everything was torqued. So now I got to put the cams back in. I wish I could be filming this while I'm trying to do this, but I got to have both my hands, guys. So I'm going to get the cams back in here and get those on there, and finish the job. All right, I got the head all cinched down and everything, and Got the cams on there. So like I was saying earlier, you want to make sure that we've have those marks lined up, and you can see the arrow is flushed with this. I've got the cam over here flush with this. The same thing with this one over here. It's flush with the gasket. The arrow up on number 3. This is when I was rotating the chain. What I painted earlier was a miscalculation. So you want number 2 straight up, and then you want to count from the arrow 20 links over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There. So we got 20 right there, and that's what we need in there. We got the chain, it's pretty tight, so, but yeah, you want your 20 from arrow to arrow up top here. And you got to kind of mess around with it a little bit to try to get it adjusted. I kept having the chain kink on me. I had to pull the chain guide back out, and then I had to roll the cam back this way, put this down in here, and then I got the cams kind of cinched down. I didn't torque them down, but you have to do these in a sequence. And yeah, so basically that's what I got done today. It's been kind of a long weekend. I worked on it kind of late last night, and let's make this a 2-part video actually into one. So, but I'm getting stuff done on it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video on how to adjust the valves. So, but I am going to be able to use my tripod, because I kind of fixed that to where it's not falling over, because every time I set like the camera on top of it, the camera was falling over because the thing was like stripped out. So I fixed that earlier today too, and I had some other stuff that I had going on. So in the meantime of working on this, I had to stop and then come back to it. But basically I just wanted to show you guys and do a little bit of a video on it for this weekend. But so I got all this done, and I got my coils. I got to still put my wires on, get those situated. There's some things I need to do to this, because these little things here, I mentioned this earlier in another video, they're too close to the wires here to where, and I don't want it to touch that. So I bought some nylon ones. I bought some nylon black ones, so I gotta figure that out. But I already like mocked them up, and I have a chain guard, the top chain guard put on underneath here in my valve cover. And I'm just gonna set this bad boy on here real quick so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. It's really tight now. I'm used to seeing it like that, but get it on over here. Perfect. That's good on there. And then I got the side caps that I need to put on the side here, but I'm gonna, like I said, I gotta adjust the valves and everything and make sure they're good. I'm gonna fill the bike up with oil, crank it over a couple times. But my next mission is the carburetors. I'm just gonna clean those out and put new seals in them and stuff. Make sure the jets and are all good and everything in them, because they ran really good when I had them. And I might paint them, I don't know yet. But anyways, so please don't forget to give me a like, and please subscribe. I really appreciate it. I got like 426 subscribers, and you guys are awesome. I always say that, I know, but don't give up on me, man. I'm still doing videos. But anyways, you guys take care, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.